first foundations of mindfulness is the contemplation of the body in the body. Kaya Nupassana, Satipatthana. Buddha described it in 14 different ways. The first topic is Anapana breathing, and the second topic is Iryapata, postures of the body. So we have to recite the Iryapata, postures of the body in Pali. We recite together. Punaja param bhikkhave bhikkhu Gijandawa Gijamiti bhajanati Titawa Titamiti bhajanati Nisenawa Nisenamiti bhajanati Sayanawa Sayanamiti bhajanati Yada yadawa banasa Kaya Panihita hodi Data datanam bhajanati. Second paragraph, iti ijadawa. Recite together slowly. Iti ijadawa. Kaye gaya nubasi viharati. Pahedawa. Kaye gaya nubasi viharati. Ijada Vedawa Kaye Kaya Nubasi Viharati Samudaya Dhamma Nubasi Wa Kaya Same Viharati Vaya Dhamma Nubasi Wa Kaya same viharati Samudaya vaya dhamma nubasi va Kaya same viharati Ati kaya diva banasa Sati Vijupatita hodi Yawa dewa Yanamataya Padesati mataya Anesitoja viharati Naja genji loge Ubadiyati Evam bhikkhā bhikkhave Bhikkhu Kaye Kaya Nubasi Viharati. Translation, follow me. And again, bhikkhus. A bhikkhu knows I am going when he is going. He knows I am standing when he is standing. He knows I am sitting when he is sitting. He knows I am lying down when he is lying down. Or just as his body is disposed, so he knows it. Second paragraph, follow me. Thus he dwells, contemplating the body in the body, internally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body externally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body both internally and externally. He dwells contemplating the original factors in the body, or he dwells contemplating the dissolution factors in the body, or he dwells contemplating both the origination and dissolution factors in the body, or his mindfulness is established as there is the body only, and that mindfulness is established to the extent necessary to further knowledge and mindfulness, not depending on anything, not attached to anything by way of craving and wrong view. He does, nor does he cling to anything in the world of the five aggregates of clinging. Thus do bhikkhus, a bhikkhu dwells contemplating the body in the body. The postures of the body. Postures here means the four deportments of the body: going, standing, sitting, and lying down. Practitioners are to use all the four postures in mindfulness meditation. So here in this Pali, Buddha said, bhikkhus, a bhikkhu knows I'm going when he's going. He knows I'm standing when he's standing. He knows I'm sitting when he's sitting. He knows I'm lying down when he's lying down. Or just as his body is disposed, so he knows it. Here, a bhikkhu knows mean meditators know thoroughly. You know deeply. It is not just as a superficial knowledge. It is a deep knowledge of what is going on. Meditators clearly know the going, sitting, standing, and lying down. You must clearly know I'm going when going, I'm walking when walking, I'm standing when standing, I'm sitting when sitting, and I am lying down when lying down. Mindfulness must be applied to all postures of your body. And the last statement, yata yata vapanasa kaya panido ditata datana pajanati. Buddha said, just as his body is disposed, so he knows it. That allows different interpretation. The commentator interprets this sentence to be a general statement for all four postures, not differing much from the statement made earlier. That means when you are going, you must know I'm going. When you are standing, you must know I'm standing, and so on. However, the sub-commentators added another interpretation to this statement. According to him, in the statement, a bhikkhu knows I'm going, when he's going, and so on. The different postures are emphasized. But in the last statement, just as his body is disposed, so he knows it, the body as a whole is emphasized. So when you know that your body as a whole is going, standing, sitting or lying down, you may be following the instruction given in the last statement. But when you know I'm going, when going, and so on, you may be following the instruction given in the previous statement. And the most venerable Maha-Satipatthana had something else to add. Maha-Satipatthana said that the statement covers all the small deportments or all the small postures of the body as well, not only going, standing, sitting, and lying down, but also the small movements like stretching, bending, or looking forward, or looking sideways, or rising of the abdomen, or falling of the abdomen. To cover all the small deportments. Yogi practicing meditation, especially Vipassana meditation, cannot afford to be unmindful of the small movements or deportments. When you fail to make notes of these small movements, there may be a tendency to cling to them by way of craving or by way of wrong views. When practicing Vipassana meditation, we must be aware of everything that is present at the moment. So in the statement, just as his body is disposed, so he knows it. All other deportments have to be included. Vipassana must be practiced not only in the four main postures, but also in the various small postures. Vipassana must be practiced all the time, not only when we are in a retreat. Ordinary people think it is one and the same being, one and the same individual that has existed in the past. That is existing now, and that is exist in the future. Maybe these ordinary people have some vague idea of impermanence and nature, but they think of one and same person that has existed, that is existing, and that will exist. So the knowing of ordinary people cannot shed the belief in a being, while actually, according to the analysis, there is no being at all. Apart from the intention and the movements of the body, there is no person, no individual. Ordinary people uphold the belief in the being because they do not see the arising and disappearing of the intention and the movements at any given moment. So their knowing cannot abandon the concept of permanent entity or the concept of soul. They may think that there is something apart from the going, apart from the intention that administer going, that takes care of going. So the knowing of people who practice vipassana meditation diligently is very different from the knowing of those who do not practice meditation. So intensive retreat, you come and when you meditate, while walking, you are aware of the movements. You are taking note of the 3 stages of one step: lifting, moving, putting down. Lifting, moving, putting down. You are watching closely the process of walking. When you are meditating, you know each time when the walking occurs. You are aware each time of the intention and the going itself. You are aware of, and we come to observe the intention underlying each voluntary action. As long as you can maintain your sufficient concentration. Some practitioners feel that someone or something is pushing them from behind when they walk while they are practicing meditation. That is because they realize the intention is moving their body. They see the intention and the movement clearly. Each time there is intention and movement, they are aware of them because they watch very closely, because they are closely watching the actions of walking. While seeing the intention and the movement, they separate one from the other. Walking is caused by intention to walk. When there is intention to walk, there will be going, there will be walking. You see these 2 things separately. That is what meditators observe when you meditate. Meditators also see that because there are successive moments of desire or intention, there are successive movements of the body. There can be millions of thought moments in the twinkle of an eye. So there can be millions of moments of moving. These tiny movements appear to you to be one big movement. Meditators come to see this when you apply mindfulness during walking. Meditators know they are only intention and going in the acts of going and nothing else. You do not see a being, you do not see a person or a human or an I who is walking. You see only these two things in the going. When you watch the intention and the movement closely, you come to know that these intention and movements come and go very rapidly. They do not last long. These intention and movements come and disappear every moment. You can see this when you achieve real concentration. So the knowing of those who meditate is thorough, clear, and precise. When you cannot see any being or any person apart from the intention and the going, you do not see going to be a person going, but just the intention and the movement taking place. You do not see any person, any agent in the acts of going. When you see the intention and the going arising and disappearing at every moment, you come to realize that what is now going is mind and body, different from those existing a moment ago. At every moment, something new arises, a new mind, new matter of the body, and the old ones disappears. You know that mind and body, or the intention and going that exists at one moment, do not exist in the next moment. They just disappear at the moment, and at the next moment, there are new intention and new movements. At each moment, they renew themselves, or you can say the new intention and new movements arise. Meditators come to realize that what is now is not the same as what has been in the past, and that it is not the same as it will be in the future. At every moment, present, past, or future, everything is always moving, coming and disappearing. When meditators know this, your knowledge enables you to abandon the belief in a person or belief in an individual. When you see that there are the intention and the movements of the body, you cannot see any person, or you cannot see any being in the acts of going. Meditators who closely observe the action and who closely observe their minds, their state of mind, can abandon the belief in a person or a being, and your knowledge enables you to discard the perception of a permanent entity, a soul or a self. So your deep knowing of your going or walking is the basic or the condition for your further development. Meditators will continue to observe the phenomena arising at every moment, and they will develop concentration and wisdom further and further until they reach the final stage of attainment. Your knowing at this stage is the basic or the condition for the further development of concentration and wisdom. Then it really can be called Kammatthana meditation. When mindfulness is firmly established in the minds of those meditators who practice meditation diligently and watch the going, standing, sitting, and lying down, only this can be called the foundations of mindfulness. So the knowing of people who meditate is both a meditation and the foundations of mindfulness. Whatever people who do not meditate do, it can not be called Kammatthana meditation. It cannot be called foundations of mindfulness. Why does going take place? On account of the diffusions of the air elements born from mental activities, going take place. When you want to go, first there is the desire or intention to go, and then the desire or intention to go causes the air elements to arise in the parts of the body that are involved in going. For example, in your feet, and then that air elements causes your body parts to move. So why is there walking? Because there are these three factors: the mind that desire to go, the air elements that is caused by your mind, and the movements of the different parts of the body caused by the movements of the air elements. Suppose there is a horse cart and 4 horses are yoked to it, and there is a man, the driver. The driver causes the horses to move, and they move. And with their movements, they move the horse cart. The movements of the body are like the movements of the gut, body is like the gut. It is to be moved by something. The horses are like the air elements caused by the mind. The mind is like the driver. So the mind or the driver causes the horses to move or the air elements to arise. So with the movements of the air elements, the whole body moves. So the going or walking or moving is composed of these three factors occurring together: the mind, the air elements, and the movement. We call this going, or we call this walking. So without these conditions, without these supporting causes, there can be neither walking, nor sitting, nor standing, nor moving at all. So you learn to see through your practice of meditation. You gain this direct knowledge just by observing closely what is happening at the present moment. You watch what arises at the present moment through your six sense doors. So the knowing of a person who meditates and the knowing of a person who does not meditate are very different. In fact, their knowing is diametrically opposed. When meditators have developed this knowledge that there is the intention and the going itself, that these are two separate things where one is caused by the other. You see the intention and the going appearing and disappearing at every moment. Only then they are said to have the correct knowledge or correct understanding of what is going on. And Buddha said, thus he dwells contemplating the body in the body internally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body externally, or he dwells contemplating the body in the body both internally and externally, Buddha said. So when you watch your own going, standing, sitting and lying down, and other small deportments, you are said to be contemplating the body in the body internally. Sometimes, during meditation, you may think of somebody else who is going, standing, sitting and lying down, and think, just as my going and sitting are impermanent, caused by intention, so maybe the going, sitting down, standing and lying down of other people, contemplating in this way, you are said to contemplate the body in the body externally, Vahidawa. So this does not mean that you deliberately look at other people when you meditate. It is just thinking of other people during your meditation that just as my going or my moving is impermanent, comes and goes, so is the going of coming of other people. When you contemplate this way, you are said to be contemplating the body in the body externally. Sometimes meditators contemplate back and forth on your own going and on other people's going. When contemplating back and forth, you are said to be contemplating the body in the body, both internally and externally. Ichattawa Bhaidawa. Ichatta Bhaidawa. This also is not deliberately done. It happens when you think of some other person during meditation. It is called inferential vipassana, anumana vipassana. So we have two kinds of vipassana, direct vipassana and inferential vipassana, vichaka and anumana. You practice direct vipassana on your own going, sitting, standing, and lying down. But when meditating on the going and so on of other people, you practice inferential vipassana. You need to know first, you need to clear first to yourself. Just as my going is impermanent, and so is the going of other people. By inference, you contemplate on the going, sitting, standing, and lying down of other people. And Buddha said, Samudaya and Dhamma. He dwells contemplating the origination factors in the body, or he dwells contemplating the dissolution factors in the body, or he dwells contemplating both the origination and dissolution factors in the body. Samudaya Dhamma, Vaya Dhamma, and Samudaya Vaya Dhamma Nupasi, Buddha said. So this passage will be repeated again and again. Origination factors, Samudaya Dhamma, as mentioned in the Sutta. Origination factors mean the cause of the arising of the body and also the arising itself. There are different causes for body to arise. When an individual has no knowledge of Abhidhamma, it is difficult to see these causes. We are here because we have done something in the past. We are here because of our good karma, because of our karma. Karma is the cause of the body to arise. This karma arose because we had some craving for existence. For what? We have this craving because we are ignorant, although we say we know everything about craving, we are actually ignorant. And this ignorance causes us to crave for a better life. We accumulate karma and have this good life as human beings, good meditators. So the arising of material properties in this life has different causes. Ignorance in the past, avijja, craving in the past, tanha, karma in the past, and food to keep the body alive at present. Avijja, tanha, karma, and ahara. So food is also one of the causes for our material properties to arise. Sometimes during meditation, practitioner reflect or you contemplate on the causes for arising of the body or the arising of material properties. Our body arises here because we have karma or because we have craving or because we are ignorant. Furthermore, meditators come to see the arising itself. It's more likely for meditators who have little knowledge of Dhamma to see the arising rather than the causes of arising. When meditators are mindful of walking and going, they see the arising of the desire and the arising of the movements. When you see the four causes or the arising itself, you are said to be contemplating on the origination factors, samudaya dhamma. And dissolution factors, vaya dhamma, are the absence of ignorance, absence of craving, absence of karma, and absence of food. They are the causes of the disappearance or dissolutions of material properties and the dissolution itself. When you contemplate on the dissolution factors, you begin to see there is desire, and you note of the desire, and then desire goes away. Its movement at one moment and it disappears at the next moment. So you also come to see the dissolution or disappearing of the different phenomena. When you pay close attention to what is going on, when you recognize one of these factors, then you are said to be seeing the dissolution factors of the body. Four causes and one disappearance. For the origination factors, there are also four causes and one arising. However, when you reach the stage of vipassana knowledge, that is called comprehending the characteristics of the phenomena, you come to see the signs of dissolution clearly. And when you reach the stage of knowledge that recognizes the rising and falling, appearing and disappearing, you see the arising and disappearing clearly and vividly. And when you reach the next stage, the knowledge of dissolution of things, the recognitions of the disappearing, become even more vivid. So when you reach these stages, you see both very clearly. And Buddha said, or his mindfulness is established as there is the body only, atikayoti wa panasa, sati pichupatita hoti. And that mindfulness is established to the extent necessary just for further knowledge and mindfulness. When you are fully aware of what is going on your body, you see that there is the body only, neither a person nor a permanent entity. In the early stages, you may not have a clear understanding that there is the body only. But when you progress, your mindfulness will be established as atikayoti panasa. There is the body only and nothing else. And Buddha said, Anisitoja viharati, not depending on anything, not attached to anything by way of craving and wrong view, he dwells. Nor does he cling to anything in the world of the five aggregates of clinging, Buddha said. When meditators see the arising and disappearing of the different phenomena, they see no reason to be attached to anything. They see no reason to grasp anything. Then they will have no craving for what is going on. Meditator will not have any craving for themselves or for the actions of going. They will not grasp to anything because they see now clearly by their direct knowledge that everything is impermanent, coming, arising, and vanishing. So when meditator can keep themselves from being attached to anything, from grasping anything, their craving and their grasping are temporarily inhibited or momentarily removed. When you have no craving or grasping for anything, you have removed craving and grasping momentarily with regard to the things you watch and with regard to the things you do not watch. Craving and grasping do not arise for some time. It is called momentary removal of craving and grasping. When you can remove craving and grasping for the things you observe, you will also be able to remove craving and grasping for things you do not observe. The ability to remove craving for what is not observed is called temporary removal. Meditators practice momentary removal for the things they observe and temporary removal for the things they do not observe. Through these two kinds of removal, you won't be attached to anything. This is the result of watching the phenomena as they arise. And Buddha said Thus, two bhikkhus, a bhikkhu dress contemplating the body in the body. So meditators become mindful of whatever you are doing, walking or standing, sitting or lying down, or whatever small postures you may assume. Thus, you keep yourself mindful of your body, and you are contemplating the body in the body. So we have to stop our discourse for today by practicing vipassana meditation, by noting rising, falling, sitting, standing, walking, lying down, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, continuously and meticulously. May all yogis be liberated from all suffering. May all yogis realize the real peace in the very near future.